Oh, what's up, Kilo?
Sorry, forgot to hit the mute button on that one. For anybody who rewatches this, there's nobody here. I was bored. Figured if I wasn't the only one who happened to be bored, then this wouldn't go horribly. We'll see. Yeah, we're gonna back this one on out for a minute. Because I'd like to hear some music. Oh, but I do have to shrink this thing. Damn it. Yeah, ridiculous show up. In case people do show up, let's make this. Down. And now everybody wants a backing. Let me see who they are. What's up, Rhonda? How are you doing this AM? There's potential that this is a late die stage FS 101. I can see splits and such elsewhere, but I can't see them on the spot that I'm wanting to. Not too bad, I guess. Living the dream of somebody else. It sure as fuck ain't mine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a later die stage FS 101. What's up, Archaeology Mikey? I'm just going to go over some presets until people started showing up, and then I figured I would talk about some auction possibilities. But I think this is potentially a variety here as well. I'm actually pretty sure of anything. Right now you can see the two little tiny divots in the top right of the U. The W showed it a wee bit. These ones never show up amazingly potently. So if I had to guess, this was either 113 Why not? No, that one's still in the set. All the stuff I'm going through now is going to be in the set still. Where you go, Mikey? I'm actually waiting for stuff to come back from PCGS and NGC because I'm hoping to buy my first gold coin because I'm not a huge gold fanatic. I don't really care as much for it being gold specifically as I do care for it being I won my favorite coin's a $10 gold Indian. Hello, Michael. And I would like to be able to afford either they did a $10 gold Indian on a I think it was a quarter ounce of gold or a 10th ounce of gold, and Dan Carr did them. So I'd like to be able to buy my first one of those with money made from variety hunting. And I got some hopefully deep cameo special midset Kennedys coming back. I don't own any gold yet. I have a gold and platinum plated District of Columbia quarter, or no, it's a Puerto Rico quarter, but it's one of them stupid HSN secondhand market. See, Mike, I live in Colorado, and I live pretty close to Klesh, and I've been doing some Google Earth searching because I'm weird, and they have some. There's a lot of mines all around where I'm at because I'm pretty close to the foothills. And there's a lot of old mines, and then there's a lot of like where they had the road and they blew through parts of the mountain or the foothills instead of going around them. So there's like 7 or 8 chunks of this scenario within very short spans of one another. And I want to go look at their tailings from when they blew the mountain out and when they buried through the the edges of the mountain. Because I don't think they mine for anything over there. I was just talking to a buddy about that yesterday. Well, I picked up a bunch of 64 proof sets, so I'm going to need to auction off some of those or buy it now or something here soon. I have 8 of them, and I do not need 8 of them. They're all amazing quality, though. I opened most of them, to be honest, so they have been through no hands whatsoever. Oh yeah, and we have so much flower gold here. That's what they From what I hear, that's what Colorado is full of, is just super fine, use a whole lot of jet dry kind of gold. But we also have, I think it was, from what I read, I think it's every precious metal and every precious like stone except for the special, continent specific opals. And we don't have fire opal, I'm sure, and I'm pretty sure we don't have lightning opal. Yeah, Bigfoot lives out here. Clutch lives out here. Colorado coin hunting lives out here, but he does more of the gem hunting. He owns he does something cool with gemstones. I talk to Bigfoot every once in a while. He's one of the reasons I can't get $half with any silver in them to save my life. He's one of like 4 people around me that all hunt them $half pretty hard. Yes, sir. I'm I'm a big rock collector myself. And sometimes it's not even just the gem itself that makes it valuable, but the specimen itself. Like I'm a huge fan of like table specimens, the small ones. So I try to get like the smallest but coolest looking example I can find. So I know St. Horder hasn't been doing auctions much. And well, he's the one set of toes that I'll never step on, except for, I'm not going to try to battle with Chuck or Robert because, well, I know better. So I figured if he ends up staying out for a while, I could try to unload some of these insane proof sets without anybody getting their business. Yeah, I was hoping somebody would show up to the Rocky Mountain Coin Expo that was on October 1st. But the only person I was able to meet was David with Coin World. He had a table, and I cherry picked him, so that it was cool to talk to him, and it was even cooler that I cherry picked him. And as I was doing it, he was giving me advice about how to be a dealer. But he had some beautiful Indians, and I got them all. This here is a 50-cent bill or 25-cent bill. I've become a huge fan of this here fractional currency. This is the 50-cent bill. 50 cents. Let me close this notification so that way I can see what you guys are saying. And there's just another one. And another. Jesus. And another. So it took me forever to figure out where the date was on this thing. They hide it on the back of the bill, tucked down here in the corner. Well, good morning, beautiful. So if you're ever looking for the date on old fractional currency, give a check around the perimeter on both sides of the bill. It's weird that they were made with these. I might. They might have them there. I don't know if I told you about the. I did tell you about this stamp place that I had been to. If you don't remember what it's called, message me, and I will give you the address again, or the email, or the website. Yeah, give them a look. They were having the blowout with Dansko stuff, and they're running out drastically. I need to see if they still have a typeset, actually. Do you have a completed typeset, Mikey? Here's a little baby 5-cent bill. Yeah, no, they have replacement pages. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to get one of their dime ones. Their final nickel one I had in my cart. I don't know all of the replacement pages they have, but yes, they absolutely have replacement pages. I know that for sure. I don't know about the slides. I didn't look deep into the slide scenario, but they absolutely have pages. That's why I said, yeah, look and see if they have this. I never checked. But if they were selling individual pages, they might have a section to buy replacement slides. Old money used to be so cool. So, and the reason this turned brown, this little stamp thing around Presidente, is because that had iron in it, and that is rust. Have you been to the Whitman website? Because I'm pretty sure the Whitman replacement pages slides things are going to be the same size as the Dansko, or insanely close. And Whitman is still in business. All right, all right, all right. Fun facts. Where are you at, Canada? Canada also did the fractional currency. I did not know this until this year. 25 cents Canadian with the trident. Hold up, Charles. So that was it for this June. So if anybody wants up, I can re-throw out the link again. But so far, from the heads that I've seen here, none of you guys are panel goers, and that is okay. This set looks to be a little cameo. And from what I did scope on the sets that I did throw under the scope, I do have some varieties on the Kennedys and potentially Rosie. But as you can see, clarity. And this one's got a good little DDO to her. What am doing? When are you going to? Are you a night worker over there, Charles, or you live on the opposite side of the effing world? I'm pretty sure you were at the Cincinnati Coin Show, so I'm gonna guess night worker. That's a little bit of doubling on the shales. And this is what I think. We got some doubling on the E, a little bit on the R's and such. But where it shows the best is the G and the IN from right. Yeah. I will too. I will too. The Hobby Lobby here does not have replacement slides, unfortunately. But I know that the Hobby Lobbies on the East Coast have all kinds of way more coin stuff than we do out here in Colorado. They officially have more stamp supplies and albums and stuff than they do coin supplies and stuff here. But I'm screwed. I'm just going to come back in with this one. America. Oh. My Hobby Lobby sells these here. They're loops, but they come with this little attachment so you can hook it to your phone. Get your phone here, and looks through. It's got a sweet little light. It actually has a currency light as well, but I lost the button. I can plug new stuff though. I like to take this thing off because if you're looking at coins not in a proof set, but you're actually looking at them loose or in a 2x2 flip, it is by far the best loop I've ever had. But the reason it doesn't work with these is because this thing only allows you to get a certain scoped in, a certain zoom, and unless you're in your phone to actually zoom in the rest of the way, it only gets about this clear. And that's unfortunate. But when you hook it up to your phone and use it, it'll work straight that way. You're getting some more randomness. Charles Kelly, give it a check. This isn't anywhere near, this little thingy here is nowhere near the coins. This is actually, it's near the, where is it? more towards the models in like the dinosaur area and like the solar system stuff, because they also have this at the Hobby Lobby, and it's not just this thing in particular right here, but they have this whole line of light stuff, which is this, and it has a little light on it. It's a rather effective little light, but they have a smaller one of this, and then 2 or 3 larger ones with a big view hole and it's stationary. This one actually comes out, and I can take it wherever I want. And it came with another one, so you can take that piece out, and you can plug a stronger but smaller porthole one into it, and it works really well for grading, to be honest. And then this little thing has a little platform right yonder. These are a bit more expensive. All of the OttLite stuff they carry is quite expensive, but it's always on the half price sale. Thank you, man. I mean, I don't know how to what is it? I don't even know what that word is. Wrench. I don't know how to wrench motherfuckers. I probably should learn how to do that one day. I haven't used the T word because I'm afraid it'll just bring them in. So I'm just going to left that one alone. Yeah, because it's a hands-free model helper is how they look at it. Because you get to throw it up wherever you need. And it's actually a rather effective little thing. And the way the light hits it it actually is super helpful for grading. Because one of the things that it advertises on there is it shows accurate and full color. So the light that it has on there does not change the hue or the fucking view of whatever you're looking at. Coins included. No adios, Mike. So for people who just showed, we're pretty sure this is a late die stage FS101. And I haven't figured out which one this is because I haven't looked yet. But I'm... See, the only reason I will be able to get boxes now, or not even boxes, but rolls at all, is because I know a chick who works at PMC. She kind of likes me a little bit. So I'm pretty sure that I could go on a date or two and get a suite in. With that camera to go. Here's an older camera to go. Shit, I got 8 64 proof sets and they're bomber sets, to be honest. I think I'm going to keep one of them. But majority look about like this. I personally opened them because I couldn't not. So these have not been through 1,000 dealers' hands and a whole bunch of collectors who decide they want it knocked and then throw it back into a box and move it from everywhere. These were an estate sale, and I trust the dude at the estate sale because he buys all the coins that he comes across and then sells them himself. But I pulled some who from him, some ungodly beautifulness for dirt cheap. That's actually where I get all these fractional nuts as well. And it's where I got the potential SMS Deep Cameo $50 that's on its way to NGC right now. Yeah, they're absolutely quality. There's 8 64s there, a couple of 62s, a couple of 63s, a couple of 61s, because that's not all of them. There's also a couple. And I do need dinero, and I do hate selling stuff on eBay, giving them 10%. Shoot. Well, hello, Ren. How's everybody doing today? I see that it really was a boring morning. I don't think I've ever had 6 people in here so fast without somebody else being here. This was actually a roll from St. Hoarder I got a while back. Hey, I'm serious. I'm needing to sell literally a portion of this stack. There's a few that aren't going, but there's a chunk of these that need to. Like I spent a bit too much money. Oh, that's empty. I spent a bit too much money because I saw the sets and I was like, oh no. Why, hello there, blended whiskey. I'm a huge fan of that stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the good stuff here. Even though it's early, I would totally do like a sipping glass right now just because it's on the brain. I have some like Maker's Mark 76 or some good Jameson. Yeah, I could, and the screwed up part is I couldn't afford them the first day because I left my money at home. So I went back with the cash second day because he only runs 3-day estate sales and he's gone. Like, he doesn't tell you where he's going to be. You just have to continuously search the estate sales place, and then when you find it, sweet. You get to go through all the pictures, and if you see a picture of a coin display case, you found it. That's the only way. They don't tell you the company name in the estate sales. Like, it's very irritating. But when I went back the next day, because I gave him all these back, and I was like, all right, put these in a rubber band. I'll be back. And then I showed up the next day, and where he had those originally was full of envelopes again, stacked this deep. And I was like, oh, hell no. I told this dude to rubber band these. I'm going to be pissed off. And I go in, and he hands me mine from behind the desk, and he had already restocked that spot completely full with new sets. And I was like, oh my God. I don't know what he's working with at home, but he only brings two coin display cases, and he only brings enough to fill them. Everything else he leaves at home because he doesn't. The coins are extra. He wants everybody to buy the shit at the estate sale, but he keeps 2 display cases next to him, and he brings them up separately. So once he empties a hole in that spot or in that display case, he refilled it with ungodly stuff. And he's like, I got a whole bunch of large cents and half cents. I was, oh yeah, cool. Let me see him. He starts handing me 1798, 1796, 1799, 1801. I was like, dude, I ain't got this kind of money. Oh, blended whiskey. That's because they're dropping that new Silver Eagle today and the Gold Eagle or Gold whatever. But because that drops at noon today, I don't know what time frame that is, but that's yeah, they're not doing good. Because they were taking 0 phone call orders, 100% zero. So you can only get them online and expect the Mint website to crash because they're only minting like 1,900 of those gold coins. And something like this will be the fewest minted Silver Eagle I think there is too. Oh, he floats around good old Mile High. I never know where he's going to be, but I think he just took a break because I couldn't find him to save my life for about a month and a half there. And I just saw him last weekend, so I got to do a search today, noon Eastern. So it's already what right now? That was 27 minutes ago, correct? So if that's the case, that would be exactly why you guys can't get on if that's the case, because they're going to have to see repetitive mass shutdowns. I would seriously keep trying if you're trying to get one. If you can afford it, keep trying. It's gone. They're all gone. Yeah, they gone. Half hour. I was like, yeah, I don't know how much longer. I'm not in the Cool Kids Club with Kittle either, but I should be because me and him have a huge love of Dan Carr, and I live here, so I can go down there and like make him strike stuff for me. And I want to know all the stuff that's in Michael Kittle's brain. So, sorry about that. I'll do some other stuff. So I think this is a late dice age. FS 101. I know some people have heard me say this a few times. But I have at least 6 people here, and there wasn't that many here when I said this last time. One minute after, yeah, you need to have it pre-set up, and you need to not use a pre-registered account. I've learned. I learned this from Jeff Stanley. If you use the pre-registered, already saved your information stuff in, the Mint has to ask for your information from the website that holds it because the Mint website isn't legally allowed to hold your information. It is stored in a specific one really guarded firewall area. So when you do your registered remember me thing, it's got that website has to ask another website for your info, get your info, bring it back, then plug it in, and then it starts to do what you want. Yeah, if you have your card on hand or pre-typed in and you type it in fresh like you haven't pre-registered or anything, there's a better chance of you getting it than using your registered account because it doesn't have to ask permission for any of your stuff because you're physically typing it in. It skips a step, which is a lot of people don't know, and they lose out on a lot of stuff that way. There's not many people here, so I'm willing to let a good dozen plugins know that sweet little trick if you didn't already. And sometimes 1 second is the difference of getting one of these here insanely premium and premium gaining items or not. So let's go over here. Takes a minute for my scope to adjust to the fact that there's a bright ass light. Okay. That's the button. That's the button. And that's it. So, where did I put the coin? Damn it. Hmm. Well, that's good. So I found a new variety. It's right yonder. An RPM plus a DDO on a 69 Denver. And you're not even able to click on the Denver when you go to search for stuff on any of the websites. None of them. You can't even click on it when you're on the DDO list or RPM list or anything really. And I call shenane on that being a fact. First of all, this is absolutely a variety of the mint mark. Down here, just for mint mark purposes. Just it's easier to see in the hole. So I can't decide if I think this is an S in there or a D in there, but it's definitely something in there. And just for mint mark purposes, let's do level 2. And it's got that bar here on the bottom left, and that little swoop thing on the top right. For sure. I will scoot back now. It's just easier once you're zoomed in once to get a scope. See? And there it is still. I agree. It's just that bottom left little swoop. It just was at such a weird angle that I couldn't justify calling that a D angle. A dangle, as it were. And then we have a split here at the 9. There is also a split here, top of the 6. The middle one's not as easy to see on the inner part. But the bottom left of the E, we'll start to come into the W's. Bottom left of the T, top right arm. I mean, it's a 100% no stretch of the imagination, not hard to convince what you're looking at even. There's the bottom horizontal bar of the E. And this came from a mint set. So I'm gonna contest a little bit more of this to not being damaged. And then there's the bottom of the N and top of the N. Both of those actually look rather significant. I don't know. Where is this breast cancer ribbon? I do not see her. Oh, above the we. Oh, I don't know. I think it was something that was either on the mint set and transferred, like pressed in. Because check it out. There's little. I don't know if it'll show without the light on. And there's weird little circles that were just on like the. I want to say it's the toning or the tarnishing. This top layer of film has these weird little designs on it. And it wasn't just the Kennedy that had these weird little things. I think it was from the inside of the mint cello plastic. They were on there when I cut it out. Yeah, there's one here. Oh shit. If you go up, there's like weird little stuff. It doesn't go into the coin. It's 100% on that top layer. But I didn't want to dip it. I've never dipped a business strike coin before. Looks like there's a D right there. Oh, this is the initials. This is the R for whoever made it. Whoever designed said Kennedy. Oh, Charles, I don't know if it allowed your device. Don't pull him on me. We'll see what goes on here. We'll see what happens. Oh, shit. Wrong button. You're back, don't worry. Give it a second. That shit's slow. My finger's on the trigger. That'll be weird. Yes, sir. Zafeel? I'm gonna go with Zafeel. I think the XB is a Z. It's not letting Charles up. It's not letting me do anything. It's just giving me that little 1 moment, please, spiral. So I dropped you back down until I see something that's not just a white screen down here. Oh, you're good. And I didn't kick you down because I didn't trust you either. I just dropped you down because it was just giving me the moment, please, spiral. And I figured I wouldn't make you struggle anymore. Yes, this is an unattributed DDO and DVR. I am absolutely positive on both of those statements. 100%. Now this shows really well on the 9's pretty good, but I just noticed that the I and N actually do show rather well on these. I could just take it out of this little flip and it wouldn't give me this issue. Right. Let's give it a shot. Oh, hey, there's a picture there. See, we figured it out. Well, hello, Charles. Oh, and he gone. So yeah, this is a new one. I sent a picture to the Q&A Facebook page, and I don't know. I just don't know. I got nothing negative to say about it, but I don't have much positive to say about it either. It was, I don't know, I don't know. So, there's that new variety. Unless somebody has found it, they just haven't put it up on any of the places that we check, because that still could be a thing. But I am sure that there is a mid mark underneath that mid mark, and I am sure that they have split serifs on at least 3/4 of every single one of those devices. Unfortunately, I had to eat a few sets. And I'll show you what I mean by that. What do you do when you open up a proof set and it looks like this? And you're the one who opened up the seal. Like, I opened up the envelope. This is what came out. This hasn't been tampered with. The inside is eating away itself. Like even like all the way up into here, it's peeling away this inside layer like a spider web. It made a very beautiful blue purple nickel and ruined everything else. Just absolutely. I don't even think I could dip this away. I could not conserve this. I'm going to ask around, starting with you guys, is this a fixable thing? I've never come across this kind of, and I had to eat 3 of the sets I opened because of this. And this is the only one that actually came out with a cool nickel because of it, which is super saddening, actually. The rest did not get this cool underlining tone of purple. So just so you know, if you've never opened an unopened proof set, even though they're unopened, you can still get some losers. Not just not get winners, but you can get some losers. That is a sad day. So I opened 161 set like this, and then 262 sets like that, unfortunately. But if I can get that to sit right, the nickel really did come out with this just absolutely beautiful blueberry tone. And for anybody who wasn't here earlier, I'm going to be thinking about doing an auction soon to sell off some of this stack of envelopes we have over yonder, which are all early 60 proof sets. Most of which I opened personally. I was on the accented hair hunt, and I found 0 accented hairs, so there's that. But I'm still not disappointed. I mean, I think they were one owner. I think if I had a coin fax, yeah, that's the thing. But with an X. On these coins, they would have one owner. I think these would be one owner coins. This isn't like a one of a kind looking one. They all look about this quality. There's the empty envelope. I also have 66 SMS sets that I'm going to try to sell as well. There's this stack. That one's staying with me because it's my 67 set. And staying with me. So I have these 4 as well that are going out. I'm just throwing stuff for fun now. Oh, as well as I don't need all the 59 sets that I have. So one of these is going to go by as well. I don't need it. think it's the only extra. Yeah, it's free. I do have another 64 set that I don't need as well. Oh, and fun fact, do you know if you get these larger proof sets, cases, if you don't end up using it for what I do with the dollar being filled, you can use it for a proof set. Put your little thing in there. I've seen people starting to do that lately, and I thought that was cool, and I'd never even thought about it. And I felt kind of retarded for not thinking about it, but it's kind of a nice little addition to have. Like even if I do only have the single sets from now on, I think I'm going to purchase those from now on instead of the shorter ones, because I would like to be able to throw that in there with them. Well, hello there, Hector. Okay, I'm not giving away sets in no way. But okay, I can absolutely make sure that they don't disappear on you unless somebody offers me something sweet. Like, and I don't see that happening. I've had these up on a few formats for a little bit. I had them up on Instagram for a while, and then I had a live stream where I was actually trying to get rid of them a little bit before I even opened them. They were all sealed still, and then my curiosity and set hoarder's curiosity go, open one, you should open one, open another one, let me pick one for you to open. Had me succumb, and I ended up opening it. Yeah. Ha. I'm not ready for the auction yet. I have, being a Lone Ranger auction, you got to do a little bit of a Boy Scouting and pregame that a little bit. Because, yeah, I'm not going to try to do what I did last time and take too long to ship stuff for a few folks and make key people I enjoy irritated with me. That sucked. So I got to get all my boxes in order, and I'm going to get me a little stamp with my email or with my address on it, so that way I don't have to keep writing out my address, or get stickers and for my printer, because those get expensive too. So I plan on getting on that, because you know those little the stamps that teachers like Hector have, the ones where that would put in individual letters to where they would have their name or the something. I think that is genius. And personally, if you can have ones that you can like disconnect from your stamp thing, just remove. I would have my repeat buyers on, just the ones that buy constantly. See, and I feel that. That's why I will not screw around. I got blacklisted for a minute just because I took a little bit too long, but I have small excuses, but excuses nonetheless. Weather didn't help. I got trapped in my building due to a blizzard. But I fixed it and added goodies to make up for the inconvenience, because I will never let things go unrecollected. I understand. Oh yeah, I'd have stabbed somebody. 90 days. That's a third of a year or fourth of a year. Hell no. See, I wasn't even 3 months. I wasn't 3 months out. I wasn't even that bad, and it was definitely not $20K to as a lump sum, let alone to individuals. What we have here is a really good DDO. This one I might send for grading. I have one of these going to, well, it's sitting at a buddy's house now, really. We got to figure out where he's sending it. Well, I'm going to think PCGS for this one. There's reasons I have for picking NGC over PCGS and vice versa. They're my personal reasons. I think some lack in departments and excel in others, and vice versa. And I would like to manipulate and take advantage of those shortcomings, overindulgences. And then, if anybody knows Lincoln varieties of mofos, I'm pretty sure I want to say that this is 113. So FS 113. So potentially RPM, but that's not what we're looking at. So the bottom of the 9 is where it gets a little suspicious. These don't show the most on this variety, but I can pull up a bunch of other 70 sets if I have to. But these are absolutely wider devices, and they have a doubling towards the northwest. So it instead of up steps, or really, the initial punch is up and to the left, and then the final punch is down to the right. And there's the split on the W. No, I've never been able to buy coins from people. I've never had the privilege of somebody coming to me with a collection. I've tried. I still have it advertised on my social media every once in a while that I would love to buy coins, or even just evaluate your coins. If you need to know something about them, let me know. I got the books. You don't even have to listen to me. I can give you the page where you can read it for yourself. Just because I'm not retarded, and I know when coins come to you, they're a little bit cheaper than when you go to them. That's the incentive for being a dealer, right? Coins coming to you. I mean, that's one of the reasons I would like to be a dealer. Just because I would love to see all that stuff come through my shop. Either that, or I want to get good enough at variety hunting that I go around from shop to shop on a schedule basis and cherry pick their inventory, but give them the cherry picks and get paid a commission off of that or something, and have a clientele base set up where I just do my rounds across the town, every week. And I think that would be a really fun job. I would see a whole lot more coins that way, and I would meet a lot of really good people to know in this community, the numismatic world. So that's legit my business plan. That's my actual goal. Within 5 years, I want to be good enough and known enough to where it's not that big of a stretch. It's like you can scan them now. I mean, if they're recorded when you buy them, you can scan them on purchase. I mean, anytime you go to take a picture of a PCGS coin, it asks you if you want to scan it without even going into anything. It sees the barcode, and it's like, you want to go to PCGS.com? Right? And I don't want my coin stolen. I'll stab somebody with a dull ass spoon. I swear it. Yeah, I believe my kiddo would know the answer to that. He's a lawyer and a coin collector and smart. He's the man I want to talk to about what to do with taxes and finances because he seems incredibly intuitive and information filled on those two things. And I like the guy. Kiddo's funny. And he's got game. And he played Fractured But Whole, which is a fantastic game. Absolutely phenomenal video game. That took me longer to beat than Call of Duty. Rhonda, I don't think they would be, because if you don't collect coins, you don't know that barcode's trackable. Or they're trackable now. They have tracking systems in there now. Yes, that's the issue, is there's no communication between departments. Wait, there might be a theft now because they both did that little chip thing. I mean, imagine since they both, I think NGC also adopted the microchip, correct? Somebody give me a yay or nay on that question. Because I could very well be wrong with that. I could just be thinking to myself that they should adopt that system. So what is your guys' favorite things to collect? Mine happens to be, I'm working on the cents at the moment. And I like fractional currency a lot, turns out. Especially the cool stuff. Like, I found a 3-cent bill. Not a joke. It's expensive as hell, though. It's expensive as hell. For a bill that's like the size of a double stamp, La Feria. A good chunk of it. Made a new 41. Definitely need a 40S. No. Sorry, I was reading. Need a 43D. 42S needs to be new. I just cracked this one out of a PMC? Or I want to say PMC slab. So it's really helpful if I can get it in the right spot. Yeah. 44D was in a 46, MS 46 full step slab. MS 66 full steps. Sorry. the first finished album. There's a few full steps mixed in throughout the jungle. My 51s are not pleasant. 49S isn't either. Yeah, all my 51s and I think my 52s work, but I replaced a few recently. My goal is to get this thing completely high-end mint state here shortly. The reason this 60's in there is because I'm pretty sure she has full steps, and I had to put the full steps in there versus the one with better luster. I got that one in the back of the book. I don't like what the Damsco does to some of the proofs in the back, though. Like some of the later year proofs, it gives them a weird yellow fog. I'm not a big fan of the awkward colored yellow fog. So I've been popping out the ones that have gotten it and replacing them with glass whites, just for the proofs, though. The other ones, it gives a nice rainbow tint, as you guys have seen on a few so far. And like I replaced these. That one's borderline ugly. And then because I haven't worried about them as much, there's some in here that need to be fixed. Like my 09s are pretty rough. On the next page. A lot of these ones were the one I was talking about with the weird toning. Some of them don't get the blue. They just continue to get that weird yellow brown. Unpleasant. That 04 is looking pretty rough. Yeah, my 07, 08, and 09. Not hot. Then I need to get the final page. I don't have it. I was trying to feel like work. I appreciate you guys. Look at that. Looks like he's got pink eye. Yeah, I also have these that are going to be for sale. Who's standing? Who's standing? I don't collect these, and I'm not ready to open this door yet. I'm busy with the larger door, and it's this one. This is a pain in the ass one to walk through. I'm just going to skip to the better looking ones. And that's an O over O. I think it's an O over CC. I'm one of those collectors who thinks that that's not an O over O, the Van 4. I'm pretty sure that the Van 4 is Shanae and is an overmit mark. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. This is a alligator eye. Because if you did not know, the alligator eye happens on more years than just the one that PCGS attributes. I think this is Van 10. And then that's just pretty. And then the reverse of that other 85 is a manila envelope toner. I'll turn it this way. No. Beautiful one. Number 89. This has a die chip under the 8 and rim-to-rim die cracks on both sides. Look, Captain. Oh, and then I have one CC Morgan. I have one, and she's a looker. Looking like I wish I had a newer one, but I can't, bitch. It's my only CC. So, time for me to smoke it. A little bit of a cigarette. I'm just kind of enjoying myself. If anybody wants that, feel free. I mean, that offer wasn't strictly to Sir Charles Kelly. It's to anybody who feels like coming up, so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. Not that that's an issue. You guys want to see some of the cool stuff I've got recently? Found this at a garage sale or estate sale. The mother effing key of life. That was a cool sword. Big fan. This is a whistle. Now you make it work. You blow in his ass. Yeah, it's hardcore and cool, I know. Fun fact number 2. I mean, for all you cigarette smokers, it's a good place to hold your cigarette. Or you can smoke joints through him, I'm sure, if you wanted to smoke a joint through the elephant. I'm not selling this though. This thing's the coolest thing I've had in a while. You blow in his ass. We also found, yeah, that's real. And it works. Who comes across a effing dungeon lock? It's as creepy as it is cool. I appreciate the fact that it doesn't look very used. Because that would have been kind of creepy. So out of this 70 proof set, we have two varieties that I talked about. Potentially more. I stopped looking at that one actually. There could be more here. Who knows? If you know me, you know that I'm a big fan of the 70S. I think it's the king of Lincolns. I think it's the king of Lincoln Memorial. I said it. I don't care what the 72 or the 69 has to say about it. I said it. I want to send a bulk order. I want to bulk submit either 70 proof sets or mint state Lincolns. When you send in a bulk order, does it have to be? What? I know it has to be all one thing, but can it be different varieties for the one thing? So, say I send in a bunch of 1970S. Can all of those be, or can some of those be large date, some of those be small date, some of those be varieties of different nature? Because I mean, I have a few of all of them. And then, if that's possible, do all of them have to be proof and or mint state? Can I send in 50 MS grade 1970Ss and then 50 proof 1970Ss? These are questions that I have. Because if I could mix and match those, business strike and proof strike, oh, that would be golden. I would be genuinely really ecstatic about that. If I could mix small and large date too, oh, I would send in 2 business strike small dates, 2 proof small date varieties, like 7 proof large date varieties, and then a shit ton of business strike large dates with varieties and without, just because they're beautiful. I would do that immediately too. One of my 3-ring binders is dedicated to that year and just the Lincolns. I have like a 20-page 3-ring binder. Oh, this is still here. Looks like the other album that I've completed-ish and then recently added some pages to, which took away its completeness. Hope everybody's enjoying their Thursday morning. I didn't know what day it was. One moment, please. Technical difficulties. I'm new here. So we got to do some replacing on this feed still. It's actually a really, really nice 49, and that is a traditional rare hard date to get in high grade actually. At least with full bands. We have our first tuner. Don't get in my way. this actually came from Starbuck Jeff, and these actually came from me having a roll of them a while back. I still have some if anybody needs a 55S for their album, because they may not be full bands because it's a mushy year and it's one of the conditional hard ones to get. But I do have what I would call BU 55S's that I will trade and or sell if people need. Beautiful 60 deuce. Oh, I didn't even go down here. Shoot. Because we have my favorite row. Such beautiful row coinage. And once it breaks out of the silver, it starts to look far less appetizing. Because I have just got what I've come across in circulation. And I have a page that I flipped upside down. And then I have the final page that you would need filled up without the proofs, because I haven't bought a proof set after the year of 1899 or 1999, 1989. Dyslexic. So I'm going to try to stock up on Danskos. So if anybody needs any, let me know. These were just, I couldn't really say no, and they were kind of looped in with the purchases of these the last time. This has never had a coin in it before, and this obviously has not either, which is why I couldn't say no to this. I'm currently hunting for a typeset. Let's go, but the one with the extra page, the one with the page for the commemorative dollar half stake order, SPA, or second to me, or whatever it was. If anybody collects farthings, let me know. Yo. Got some decent Indians too. As well as some woodiness. Not much woodiness, just a wee bit. And where the woodiness on that one is on his head. As you can see, if you look to your left. But it fades out and there's not much planchette and meal contrast until you get back up here. But the reverse is the same way. Down here you got some good wood grain. Almost even turning into a lamination. But it fades out. But not bad quality either. I'm working on that set as well. That's one of my pride and joys. It's my favorite so far. Where did I put all those? This one, no. This one, no. Oh, they're here somewhere. That one. Look at this guy and his Googling. I appreciate the friends who Google things on the spot. It's the reason why people can't make bets anymore, but everything gets answered right away. I love it. Oh, that's where I put all those. I remember now. Cool. So, for anybody who wasn't here originally, I plan on working out an auction with proof sets, mainly enveloped ones, like so. Some SMS sets, like so. And potentially some W. Lincolns, like so. Albums as well, like so. Varieties and such as well. I mean, I got 70 proof set varieties, but you're gonna have to talk me out of them with legit pricing. Can't be crazy about it, because I'm probably gonna send them in for grading, but I can be talked out of it. Or if you wanted them after grading, that's debatable and such. Light. Oh. I don't think it was cleaned. I think this is a proof. Let's see if I can take it out of the tank. I don't feel like battling those airtight scratches. I think that's just the way the fields are on coin. Because I truly do believe this is a proof coin. Look at the rim. That is really, really nice and squared. all the way through. The denticles are squared. The rim has squared itself afterwards. Nice and foggy. This is a 1901. What was that far? Flip it. I don't know if that touched anything. I really don't think it's been cleaned or tampered with. I think it's just, it wasn't stored exactly how a proof should, so it's got some stereotypical proof fogging. I mean, the device is a frosty, just on the lettering and rim. His isn't strong enough that it fades in and out. And that shine to him, I think, is because it's proof. I mean, that's just generally what I imagine the proof without fog would look like on her. And I've done a whole lot of reading on the proof Indians, just from the get go, just because this was my goal for the year, was to cherry pick a proof Indian for business strike prices, and I did that. And I'm really proud of that. Well, I did actually get a roll of these two recently. That's a pretty good one. It was a decent roll. That's awesome. I've only found one Indian head ever. It was in a box in 1903. Just beat and worn, but that's awesome. So I found one Buffalo. I have found one Indian head. I think I've even found one V nickel. I found one 40%er, and that's it out of 30 Kennedy boxes. 28 Kennedy boxes, I'm not going to exaggerate. I've been through 28 half boxes, and I pulled out one 1968 Denver, and I can show it to you because I still got it. I've pulled out more 1974 Denver DDOs than I have silver coins out of $50 boxes. And I've probably been through a dozen quarter boxes. I found 0 W's in that time, but I have found 1 W since in a single roll I got. It was a circulated Guam W, but still found one. And I have found 0 silver dimes, 0 silver quarters. I almost completed all the war nickels out of boxes, but I couldn't do it. I ended up paying for the last few. And I have found really good condition nickels though. Like I found a 40 Denver with full steps, a 56 Philly with full steps, which that one came recently, and I was actually pretty proud of that one. And this was a recent pickup. That's money green. That's a good point right there. Oh, 1882, that's fucking titties. Doesn't show near as good as it should. That's like a really violet purple. If anybody's needing anything or collects foreign, if anybody collects foreign, let me know. The stack is growing, and I'd like to just keep one example of things, except for Canadian 5-cent fish scales. Hello, Les Gordons. Oh yeah, the fish scales I would like to collect because I ended up with the key date randomly, the 1884, and because of that, I just kind of was like, yeah, if I've already gotten the hard one or one of like the hard ones, I'm just gonna do it. I've never had that opportunity. Yeah, I have a decent amount of foreign silver. A lot of randomness. It's like I don't have a surplus of one thing. I have a few things of a lot of things. And it's a filtering binder, so it's all getting pretty full. Yeah, like I got a few Canadian halves, a few Canadian quarters, a lot of Canadian large cents, 1 cents. Really, really good. A couple of MS condition 1 cent Canadians. Well, that's Lex Coins. I'm going to be doing an auction here soon for proof sets. Since you just came in, I'll repeat myself again because why not? It's my channel, I can do that. But I've come across a surplus of proof sets and such. I don't need that many. I do love them and all, but I don't need that many. So there's going to be, well, I have 7 64 sets. We'll say 6 realistically because I might end up keeping 2 of them. I'm going to keep 1. And then I got a couple 66 SMS sets, a 59 set or 2 maybe. A couple albums here. Peace, Dalra, unopened, and a Standing Liberty, but never had a coin in it. We have here the 96W, which most people know. I'm hoping that you also know about this one. Because you can't be all about them W sets unless you get all them W's, doggies. You can't get them all. All right, that excludes the Silver Eagle because I ain't paying that money. That's Shanae. There's no way would I pay that for a Silver Eagle, especially. Yeah, if I spend too much money on proof sets. And I owe people money before I can get my coins back from grading because I have cool friends and they're like, yeah, I'll cover you, but I won't give them to you until you pay me because, that's what you expect. So I got a coin at PCGS right now that will be held hostage until paid for. I'm not a foreign collector. I like to keep one of, and I'm not a variety collector either, actually. I'm a variety hunter. and I like to use them for Moon to buy things that I actually do want. Very little variety interest on a personal collecting level. I advertise them and love them because, well, without them I wouldn't be able to do what I want to do for a career and to afford the coins that I truly want in my collection. And it keeps me out of trouble as I hunt for them. I don't make bad decisions. I can't lie, I'm making bad decisions. That's a win every time. Yeah. Denim. Insanely undervalued coin right here. Les, I'm poor too. That's why I'm in this boat. But a part of that is because I came across a deal that it would have been ridiculously unwise to say no to just for the opportunity. Because it was my first time coming across sealed sets. And I know I could have made a whole lot more leaving them sealed. But I wanted to do it. I wanted to check it out. And I did have one good set that was a winner. Like I want to say almost decam Kennedy. And just the rest are just superb. This is the 70S RPM 001. Commonly found in mint sets. At least that's what it says, and it happens to be where I found this one. I also happen to think it's more than just an RPM. Call me crazy. Most people do. They say bless your heart a lot because they think I'm dumb. Or I see shit. Oh no, this is a DDO. I might even be able to figure out which one this is now. I didn't know it had this die marker up here at the top. That's in Variety Vista. Oh, it might be scratched. That's a bummer. That's us getting an impaired proof, but that's an album coin. And like the Benji album doesn't have all the proof holes, I think. I don't think you can get the... I don't know. I can't say that. Will somebody answer me a question? Does the Benji with proof album come with all proof holes? Because most proof with proof slots don't start until far after 64. I mean, they start by 68. So I'm curious about that. Because if they do, that's an album coin. And if they don't, I would put an empty $50 page in my downscope to house all the proof coins. Which is what I plan on doing if that's the case. Now they have ones for the mint marks too. Yeah, we're DEFCON 2 here at the Mile High, so all establishments have shut down again. I think the airport's getting real close. We're about to be a shut-in state once more. And I'm pretty sure that Arizona is not doing too hot. Like Arizona is normally on the hot list, and we basically touched that. So I'm like, yeah, I know the Dansko has at least the Nitmark one because I have a Whitman ghetto slide window album, and that has the Nitmarks. It just doesn't have the proofs. It has Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco on the few years where that was a thing. 54, 53, 52, 51. Yeah, so from 49 through 54, it has the spot for the S. And then it just has 55, Philly, 56, Philly, 57, Philly, and Denver. 58, Philly, Denver, 59, Philly, Denver. And so on and so forth. Oh, you mean they have a proof album and a business strike album, so they have two separate Benji albums? Is what I imagine you're getting at. All right, now I'm confused. Do you mean they only have one Philly spot? Or do you mean they make a proof album and a business strike album? Oh, good one. If anybody's interested in this, message me. Send me. Well, they put in the link. If you're interested in anything, just pop up and throw something in private chat, even. You don't want it in regular chat. I don't really care. I'm pretty broke. It would be cool to have some spending money today. So shot in the dark, so you never know until you throw them. And I'm bored. But there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of varieties here. For the variety collectors. Ah, yes. They do in some albums, Mikey, like the nickel one does, as we were going through earlier. They start at 70 for the nickels, and they start at 68 for everything else. It's like the dimes, they start at the 68, and then all of those have business, strike, and then proof. And then when you get towards the final page, they even have silver proof, clad proof for all the years as well. Unfortunately, they don't have the stock for the W's, so I got to add some of the W's for the Lincolns. I don't think they do, at least. And they don't have the 2015 W here, so I got to figure out where I'm going to put that. But yeah, they start in 68 with the proofs, and they have them every year up until they have the clad and silver, which I don't have that page where they start. But from 2013, that's where they start, at least for me. And the quarters are the same way with silver and clad proof after 68, or after they do the silver and clad. But they have the proof slot in there after 1968. The reason they don't in Benji's, I'm assuming, is because Benji's only ran until 63, and they didn't start doing those until 68 is when they started putting all the holes in, which I don't know why they haven't gone back and either giving me a proof book or, adjusting the pages, or even giving me a proof page that's just labeled appropriately so I can put it in the back of my album. I'll accept any of the three. I mean, I don't really have a preference. I'll make my own pages. Give me a blank page and the diameter of the $50, and I'll punch my own holes out. And then give me some window slides. Or tell me where to go get some archival quality window slides, and I'll make my own damn pages. I'd appreciate that anyway, because I would like to have multi-denomination pages. Like a typeset, but in my order. Bigfoot. I think that would be fun, because say you have a bunch of random coins with the same kind of toning. How'd you feel about being able to put those on the same damn page in whatever position you felt necessary? Say you want your silver eagle to be the center of the page, and you want it to like spiral out after that, going bigger to small, and you want to end it like a trine with some toning, some like galaxy patterns or floral designs and such for your pages. I mean, if we're supposed to collect how we want, let's make it to where we can collect how we want. I think it's a good idea. And I'm saying that because I personally want that. I want to make pages based on toning. Like I want to have like a purple page and a ones that go like orange to blue at the top. I got buffalo nickels and dimes and halves and all kinds that have that exact toning. It would be cool to like paint a picture with my toning on my page. Add some exonumia to my numia. You know what I'm saying? So this is a dime marker up here by the O in your left window. I don't know which DDO it is for the 1970S business strike, but it's one of them. But I didn't know that you could find that with the RPM 001. It's almost half a year, Mikey. Your birthday's in almost half a year. My birthday's half a year away. Nah, my birthday's next month. Month and a half. January. Horrible time to have a birthday. I'm 482 weeks old. Or 482 months, I don't know. Something stupid. Random numbers. Speaking of exonomia, or just cool stuff, that is it's for a dude who was assigned an entire warship on March 14th, 1942, literally like a month after World War II started. And it has an 8 written at the bottom by that presidential seal. And I think that he was the 8th boat manned and shipped out to fight the war. Which is cool because he survived and got promoted, because there's his promotion form where he was assigned and given another ship full of seamen that were ordered to obey his every command. And he made lieutenant in 44 or 47, one or two. And that's got the actual blue foil presidential seal. And that one, unfortunately, is just a photocopy of this document for the later year. I thought that was pretty cool. That was an estate sale time. And there's a hookah and a shit ton of movies. America. Because I don't know the entire half of my family, I only have half of Christmas, and my birthday is next to Christmas, so we really only get Christmas. It's like a birthmas. We're gonna call it, because yeah, all throughout every year you get one big present on Christmas and like some little shit on your birthday, or like some mediocre shit on both holidays, or you can get big shit on your birthday and little shit on Christmas. But you ain't getting sweet shit on. No, I'm sorry, kid. We grew up not able to do that shit. You did the math. I appreciate you, guys. In my head, I picture you did it on your fingers instead of the calculator. That's even funnier to me. Like you sat there for this past like 5 minutes going. Now we're up to 7 people. That could be the most I've ever had watching me. I appreciate you guys. What's up? How you doing? I know, but I need to look into the pages. It's got to be like a trade secret, right? It's not something that are all willy nilly willing to hand out. Damsco, the whole there are pages that have the two fucking connecting pages that don't fully connect, so you can slide things. No, I know how to make. I can totally do that. Damn it, Bigfoot! Oh, I'm too lazy for that shit. I got so many other unstarted ideas. Some of them I can't even talk about because they're good enough to take. Let's just know I got big things, and if I ever meet somebody with real motivation who's anywhere near me, shit's gonna get done. It's gonna be impressive. Let me tell you what. But until then, I just gotta keep that stuff under lock and key. What would you grade this on? Oh hell, you know how expensive wife beaters are? Undershirts? Shoot, son, like $14 a 4 pack. You getting like a tee, dog. Some of the impulse item who you're talking with, you end up with like rechargeable batteries and Tic Tacs, a grill lighter or something, a headlamp. I've actually got one. It's a real thing. I've got the headlamp. That's happened. That's a true story. What would you grade this 1885 Philadelphia? Well, black piece on the side. It made me drop shit. It was so retarded. I wipe my own ass. Fucking hand sanitizer, yeah. Straight up. And be too careful. Nah, legit though, my great grandma used to give us old shit that she had in her house. Like my sister got a broken bird feeder one time that we clearly saw in her house for like a decade. I got a doorstop one year. Yeah, a doorstop. It was shaped like a frog. That's family love. That's some shit. She gave my one heavyset uncle a pig mask for Christmas one year. A straight up plastic little kid birthday aisle pig mask. She actually bought that one. That was like the first thing I ever saw her buy. Everything else was straight up from her house and nothing good. It was just shit she didn't want in her house anymore. She was getting old and it was clutter. For years. God, we used to have Christmas at her house too. It was so horrible. That fucking crazy lady. Fucking doorstop. I got a doorstop. It wasn't even like rock or cool. Fucking China cast iron. Frog. I've had this hardcore. That mortar that I just showed happens to be this one. One moment, please. And we've arrived at level 2. That's what I call the zoom table feature of my scope. And what you'll see here is a dollar sign for money. There was an attributed VT on the slab, so there's no mention of this on the slab whatsoever. Unfortunately, I hate Damn World, and I need a book. So I don't know exactly which RPM this one is. I don't know which van this one is. I know it's a van. Most definitely, most certainly. But do I know which one? Nah. There's like 100 S over S's to the east, to the west, from the window to the wall, till the split drops down my balls and shit. So I don't know. This almost looks like it's an S over S over retarded S. Because they have like the shadow one, super cockeyed, and then they tried again. Oh yeah, it's at least an S over S. It's either an S over S, an S over S over S, or an S over CC. Which I don't think there is an S over CC for this year, so I'm assuming that's not going to be the case. But I've seen stupider things. And where'd we go? Oh, this way. There it is. Sorry, drastic movements come from very small gestures right now. Oh, small gesture, big movement. So I see the dollar sign on the inside. Yes, there's no question there. But this faded, this faded either tip of S or something on that outside, and then the bottom of the loop of the S, it's just a bit fatty. So it's either an S over S. I'm thinking S over S over S, to be honest. We have the punch that makes the dollar sign, and I think that there's an even older punch that's to the right of the top. You can see it. Because if we look here at the bottom, I'm pretty sure I have a split serif. It's actually a split serif, and then I have another little that comes out right there. And this is the 1881 ES. But there's at least a dozen, maybe even more than 12 S over S VAMs that are all reasonably similar, but they don't give you very many pictures to go on. It could be. It's just it's pretty far off to be machine done. I would think. So the bottom makes me think no, not machine doubling at all, because there's absolutely an extra little line that sticks out, and the dollar sign on the inside is most certainly not machined. And that back piece, it's just so far out from the original punches that it's hard to think that that would be a strike doubling. Because strike doubling is caused when it bounces after the original strike due to the fucking reverberation, and the coin itself bounces back and strikes the die as it's on its way back up. That's a pretty drastic turn for it to immediately bounce and strike the thing and have turned that much from the original strike. That's hard for me to see. That it has moved that drastically, turned and up as well. In that split millisecond it takes for the die to hit it and then start pulling away in it for that to have it bounce and then strike the die. And this looks exactly like a lot of the RPMs. I just don't know which one because of the amount of them. There's at least 12 or 13 RPMs, and I haven't matched up all of the other pickup points because there's just so many random pickup points to verify something so minuscule of a change. Because there's like 6A, 6B, 10, 11, 15, 13. Like there's a long line of them. And at least 5 or 6, I would say at least 3 have this here dollar sign scenario. Slap it's in my way. All right, and this isn't a proof coin. This is a slab Morgan. With no real machine doubling, but a real RPM. Some sweet toning on there. Potential proof-like-ish. Something going on up here by the bin. And if this is a proof coin, and I got a proof Morgan that's not attributed as a proof, I got bigger issues. Like a couple thousands of dollars issues. Look how the toning literally flakes off. It literally breaks off the coin if you like. The coin gets jostled too much after the toning's there, it'll like shatter. It's crazy. I can't do anything other than send this to you if you want to look at it through a loop to prove the fact that this is a legit RPM without machine doubling. I mean, if you want me to, give me your address. I'll send you 6 or 7 loops to go with it, all different ones. That way you can verify the different strengths too. Because I keep about a dozen different loops for all the different purposes. And yeah. I think I've sent it to him once. Q&A doesn't like me as much. Nope, not that one. The guy sent him. I sent him this, and I couldn't take. Pictures. I said I couldn't even take better pictures if I tried. When I sent it to the Facebook page, yeah, I couldn't take better pictures of the ones I sent if I seriously tried. We're gonna try to get this show almost as good as I did that in here. Right? So bottom of the end on the right hand side, top of the left of the end on, I would say, both bars. The 1, the G. Shit, I almost want to say even the D to a degree. Something. But then that's not all, because then we have an RPM. I can zoom in further than this if need be, but I can already tell on my screen there's definitely RPM there. Inner bar of the 9 and the bottom of the tip. Here, I'll move this up a little bit, or else it's going to find me. That actually shows pretty decent on the inside bar. Outside bar of the 6 right here, the tip, the outside tip. T actually shows a little bit, but I would have to switch the lighting. E, T, R all show. Even as much as I'm pretty sure the E up here was showing. And Paula disagreed with me. Because the picture I took, it was the extended picture, and I'm not talking bad about them in any way. So, but the picture I took with it showing the full coin didn't show the doubling like the photos that I had taken with it, more zoomed in. Which the pictures were about as close as we were just now. I have that one, and I have the small 10. The small 10 is significantly more valuable than the medium or large or the extra large, but then there's a small over large, which is quite valuable actually. The medium 10 is it's not as much as you would hope. What you really want is the 1829 with the loopy bottom too, because that's where the money's at. But this is the small 10. And this is a couple $100 right here for the small 10. But down here at the two, when you see that straight bar, you want one that looks like the half dime. That's the swoop. And that thing is worth astronomical amounts of money. Thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. You can find that one in like a G4. It's worth like $2,000 in a G4. But even with this being a details, this is still at least at 150, probably more for the condition. And back to this is legit a variety. I'm so damn sure, but it's not even funny. I hope you guys saw it with what I showed, because I absolutely did. Yeah. And this came from a mint set as well. So I'm pretty sure that it's not circulation or dye or that big of a. And there wasn't even much dye deterioration on this either, to be honest. The rim is still pungent and strong. The letters don't turn to mush at the top. Shit, I even got a full E pluribus unum on the inside. That's rare. Well, the small 10 over large 10, the just look up the variety on Coinfax and check out how strong that O is underneath, or the zero is underneath that zero, and you would know immediately. It's not one of those things. It's like the 42 over 41 Denver, or no, the 42 over 41 Philadelphia Merc dime. It is a clear overstrike. It still has legit definition to the devices on that large one. Because I was hoping I had it too, so I've actually done a little bit of my anal searching into that one. And that one, yeah, it's a pretty prominent big S or big O underneath that little O. It almost makes it look like a retarded 8. Cool, CoinGeek just put out his newest video. I'm not saying go watch CoinGeek right now, but I wouldn't be ashamed if you did. If I wasn't here with you guys, I would be doing it too. You're not even gonna lie about that. Without Ken around, CoinGeek's like my next fix. He's like my only fix these days for my sweet coin info. Almost. 58 was a hard year to get with them steps. Or Dan's torch steps. She's good with that. This is an RPM though. Or no, this isn't RPM. This is a DDO. Sorry. That is a DDO. Indeed, indeed, righto, righto. And we pulled this out of the junk downs we had the other day. 1934D, FS501. Symmetry inside. Oh snap, we got a small date, folks. Either that or this is a large over small. One of the two. But 7 seems a little low to be the small date. But that 9 is definitely not that of a large date. I can promise you that one. So yeah, either this is a small, well, I'm thinking this could be the small or the large. which would be quite titties. Quite titties indeed. There's no. It'd be super, super still and such. Sorry, we have to do intermission desk cleaning, or else I will bury myself in my desk, and I don't want to do that anymore. Sometimes I. Oh, honey, that was fun, Captain. Thanks for hanging out as long as you did. I appreciate you. I hope you learned something. That's my goal. I like to teach. I like coins. I also like ancient architecture, but I don't think you guys are as much into that as me. Which is respectable. Intermission discount. My favorite coin. Yeah. Why you ask? So I'm from Denver. And that's the USS Colorado. USS Colorado. I'm saying I know the sound of it. It's in remakes. I said ancient architecture. I buy ancient stuff like ink crosses, and I'm in the process of trying to get me a Sumerian relic at the moment. Because I think that is more important than people realize. I don't want to look at 71 sets. Hey, there's a small date. There's a small date DDO. I think this is FS1402. This one will be heading out to the Pacific here soon. That's without a doubter. Fun fact about the small date set is every small date set I've ever found has this weird die clash on the eye and pin on the $1/2. I guess they filled them both with the same gen time wise. But you see that weird little 3-ish looking swoop on the eye right there? That is on every small date set I've ever came across. So the last one I found, I actually picked it being a small date without even looking at the hat or at the center, because I saw this and I was all, ooh, yes, I'll take it. And I was right. That little thing has been on all of the respected sets that house this Lincoln, that house that Kennedy. I mean, I don't know if it's the variety Lincoln, because this is the variety Lincoln, but I am sure of the small date at least. Because this isn't just a small date, this is a DDO small date. You can see on the bottom of the L, I, left leg of the R, bottom of the E. vitamin T-ish. Slight notching, I guess. Oh, the E looks pretty good though. And then there's that split in the U that is why I think that's the 1402. Surprisingly expensive coin. And one of my favorites to find. Oh, and not only is that a Kennedy, but the one that has that little stupid thing on the eye, I forgot to mention, also has, let's go catch up, also has aggressive doubling on the top left-hand corners of these devices. And I mean really, really far spread on the eye and the end right there. It's not just there either. I was just scratching my face. G's got some decentness. 7, I can see. Yeah, I would put on my light before I try to show it though. A T for sure. Oh yeah, and the bottom of the S. Oh cool, this is fucking FS 101. Never mind. This is FS 101. I can show you this in a book. What's this one? It's not as amazing of a die stage as the last one I found, but I'm sure of it. So yeah, there's FS 101 and FS 1402. That's called a money set. Those are two gradable and grade-worthy-able coinage. They're right there. The Lincoln more so than the Kennedy, even though the Kennedy is insanely undervalued. There's only been a few of them sold and tracked on CoinFacts, and the last one was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and there hasn't been diddly of them sold. There's been less of these recorded than the 69S double die. I mean, that's not some malarkey, if you ever heard it. Same with that 5 on the cheek, which I got going to NGC right now. And glowing. I hope they attribute it. It's going to be in the cherry pickers bag now. Yeah. Just clean time. Some Confederate monies. The Confederacy. Yeah. Yeah. Can't forget the Silver Superman. Oh, sweet paracord hatchet. Because you never know when you're going to need paracord hatchet. What else, buddy? Or the dungeon lock and key. Shoot. That wasn't a bad set at all. Variety, and cameo. Ooh, and cameo. Nice. It's a win. It's a win. I've been going for 3 hours almost talking to myself. That's pretty cool. It's not a record by any means, but it's still pretty cool. Hide your chin, folks. Hide your chin. And I'm done. I'm down to one. And the one ain't talking. I'm out. Well, I'll be selling stuff next time I'm up here. So I hope you guys are buying. If not, then fuck it. Sorry for whoever just came in. I started talking to myself. We found some varieties. We had some nonsense. Probably even some tomfoolery. RPM/DDO here will leave you with. There's a brand new RPM DDO of 69, but